Hello, listener. Fuck it, we're gonna go with how to how to have effective and fun conversations. These are four rules to apply to basically every conversation if you want to have successful relationships. Which, in order to have fulfillment, you most likely have to have successful relationships. So I would advise to you, Mr. Listener, to follow along and to try to grasp some of these concepts that I'm portraying to you through the camera. So, concept number one is make sure the other person is comfortable. And this applies in every situation where you're meeting someone new and when you're going to talk with people who you haven't seen in a long time, and even friends who may lack the comfortability that you think you have in the relationship. When you apply this aspect, you get out of your own head, which for basically everyone, that is their number one problem when it comes to conversations. You're stuck in your own head. You're like, what am I going to say? Is this person going to perceive me in a way that I want them to perceive me? And when you apply rule number one, the comfortability, it kind of brings you out of that headspace. And it focuses on the other person, which is the aspect, most important aspect of any conversation is you want to focus on the other person, not overindulge in their presence, but be happy that they're there because that's the point of living. You want to be happy when you have conversations with these people. Rule number two, be present. And when I say be present, it doesn't mean sit there and observe the bird that's up in the left tree. No, it means focus on what the person is saying. You don't know what you're going to say until you actually hear, listen, understand, comprehend what the other person is trying to say back to you or what they're currently saying in the aspect of the moment. So be present, be there, feel yourself in your shoes when you're talking to them. Don't be up in your head trying to think of the funny joke to impress them because it's going to repel them away like a little mosquito on a red light district. Aspect number three. Aspect number three is have fun. Have, as Jordan Peterson would say, a playfulness of spirit. It's beautiful. It really is. Because this is when you have a playfulness of spirit, not only do you have more meaningful conversations, but people will be attracted to your presence. And when you have people who really deeply care about you, I'm not saying it's the end all be all, but it does make life a lot more living worth. A lot more worth living is the right way to say it, I think. Who knows? It's all subjective anyway. Aspect number four, which allows you to stand up straight with your shoulders back and your head up. Aspect four is reciprocation. Just like in any friendship, it's not a contract by law. You're not obligated to anything in this friendship. You're not obligated to conversate with them at any times of the day. It's reciprocation. And when you have this in mind, you're not going to be head over heels for the first person who you talk to. It allows you to take a step back, realize that this conversation isn't the end all be all, and if they show signs of being a narcissistic psychopath, to step away because this person will cause more harm than good in your life and only bring not sunshine and rainbows, but meatballs from the sky falling down on your one-story apartment. I think it's one-story apartment. That's like a motel. So be weary of snakes in the water. And this isn't assuming that everyone is a snake. This isn't assuming that you should be distrustful towards the first person that you see. But it does show that you have a head on your shoulders and that you're not naive walking into this conversation with your Air Force Ones on. I'm assuming that is most likely my listener, Air Force Ones or Heelys. So, the reciprocation is a give and take. You don't want to give too much, you don't want to take too much. And if there's some times where it's a little uneven, that is perfectly fine. But if it starts going like this all the time, keep your eyes up, keep self-respect, and walk away from the situation. 4 aspects of a conversation that will make you an effective communicator. Thank you. Have a great night.